Rwanda this Monday is heading to the polls in an election all but certain to see President Paul Kagame extend his grip on power. Only two candidates are approved to run against the iron-fisted leader in the presidential race. Several prominent anti-Kagame figures were barred from standing. Well, for more, let's cross now to our correspondent in Kigali, Olivia Bizot. Hi, Olivia. Now, if I'm not mistaken, polls have just opened nationwide, 7 a.m. local time. What's going on where you are, Olivia?
Good morning. Yes, that's right. Polls have just opened, and as you can see behind me, people have started to queue to cast their ballots. I'm at a school, one of the 2,500 polling stations across Rwanda. Now, voters have three options on their ballot papers. Philip Mpayimana, who's running as an independent, Frank Habineza, who's voting with the Democratic Green Party, and of course, the incumbent Paul Kagame, who's running with the Rwandan Patriotic Front. Now, there's little suspense in the election and there's not much doubt over the outcome. It's not really a question of who's going to win, but more a question of how much percentage Paul Kagame is going to win in this election. He won the previous elections in 2003, 2010 and 2017 with more than 93% of the vote. And observers are expecting similar results this year. Now, the only real political opponent is Frank Habineza. He's been campaigning over the last few weeks over issues of political freedoms, of food insecurity and of unemployment, which is still high, especially among the youth. In 2017, he won with less than 1% of the vote. He is hoping to do better this time, and he said that his party has since grown. Now, turnout is expected to be very high in these elections, as is usually the case in Rwanda. In 2017, 98% of registered voters cast ballots. Now, the Rwandan Patriotic Front, the ruling party, Kagame's party, says that this highlights and shows its popularity. However, the opposition, of which there is little, say that this reflects the climate of fear and say that people don't really have much of a choice.
What then, Olivia, explains Kagame's seemingly undentable popularity?
Well, Paul Kagame came to power. He became president in 2000, but he's been the de facto leader of Rwanda since 1994, when his rebel army ousted the Hutu government, which orchestrated the 1994 genocide against the Tutsis. So many of his supporters see him as a hero who single-handedly pushed the country out of its darkest days and brought about reconciliation and stability. He's often credited for the economic growth of the country. Since he became president in 2000, the country's economy has grown by about 8% every year. Infant mortality has decreased by 75%, and life expectancy has increased from 47 to 67. Rwanda is often dubbed Africa's Singapore because of the amount of foreign direct investment it has attracted over the years. But Paul Kagame has also been criticised by human rights groups and by some countries in the West for stifling political opponents and freedom of expression. Amnesty International has published numerous reports stating that Paul Kagame's government has imprisoned, intimidated and even killed some political opponents. However, in response, Paul Kagame has said that these Western countries do not understand the specific situation in Rwanda. He says that Rwandan politics have been built on the tragic legacy of the genocide of 1994, and therefore it's important to have politics of consensus as opposed to confrontational politics. So that is his defence, and he says that the West just don't understand democracy in the country. He sees democracy as of what the person in power does during his time, as opposed to coming and going.
Olivia Bizot in Kigali, thank you very much.